Come on in, sit back and relax. You're listening to the WealthTech Today podcast. I'm your host, Craig Iskowitz, founder of Ezra Group Consulting. This podcast features interviews, news, and analysis on the trends and best practices all around wealth management technology. And this is our December news roundup. It's the end of the year. We have a lot of stories for you. We have some stories about Orion. We have stories about marketing, cash management. We have our new segment, the M&A Corner. We have another segment called the PE Funding Focus. And one you'll be excited by, the AI Avalanche segment. They're coming fast and furious around the AI. Of course, our WealthTech integration score and the Advisor Tech map. And speaking of the Advisor Tech map, here's something most RIAs will admit. Their tech stack didn't evolve by design. It evolved by accident. There are new custodians, there's new portfolio management tools, new must-have apps layered on year after year. And now leadership is wondering why their advisors aren't using the tools they paid for and why ops feels harder, not easier. At Ezra Group, we don't sell software. We don't take finder's fees or revenue share from any vendor. We just help RIAs objectively assess their entire tech ecosystem and make smart, defensible decisions about where to invest their hard-earned dollars and where to stop wasting money. Our 90-day tech stack reboot will give you clarity without committing to a year-long transformation project. If you want your tech stack to support growth instead of slowing you down, visit ezragroup.com and book a strategy call today. Ezra Group, we just make tech stacks better. All right, couple housekeeping tasks. Last one's for the year. Please subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts. And my marketing team has asked me to ask you to please like the show and give us a 5-star review, either on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, Google, anywhere you are. And it's the last episode for the end of the new year. So let's kick off 2026 with some great podcast reviews. Also, check out our sponsor, the Invest in Others Charitable Foundation at investinothers.org. And finally, if you're a software vendor in the wealth tech or wealth management space, please register your product at ezragroup.com/register and then update your data that we have around integrations so your wealth tech integration score will always be up to date. All right, let's kick this thing off. First story, Mariner ties up with Flourish in cash management partnership. Financial services platform Flourish revealed one of its largest RIA partnerships to date on Monday, providing its held-away cash management solution to $600 billion Mariner Wealth advisors. The solution, which is called Flourish Cash, will become available to the roughly 2,000 advisors across Mariner's ecosystem beginning early next year, according to Flourish CEO Max Lane, telling CityWire. Now, while Flourish has an existing relationship with various Mariner advisors to the tunes of tens of millions of dollars of assets on the firm's platform, Lane said the new tie-ups signal a continued shift among clients who are demanding more value from their advisors. More and more Mariner leadership saw the writing on the wall of held-away cash management as almost becoming table stakes now, and said now is the time to formalize a partnership with a partner that our advisors already use. Lane said, Flourish Cash functions much like the cash sweep programs operated by broker-dealers, but the company said it takes less off the top in fees. The service currently has a top yield rate of 3.5%, according to the website. This formal relationship strengthens our advisors' capabilities while seamlessly integrating into their existing workflows, offering greater visibility into clients' cash savings and unlocking new avenues for growth, according to Mariner's CIO, Katrina Radenberg. Now, Flourish's Lane reiterated that an increasing number of RIAs are coming to view cash management as a means of growth through which they can gather greater wallet share from existing clients. Now, he added some recent developments in the cash space, like brokerage giant LPL rolling out its own cash management account, signals growing demand for cash solutions. The Mariner partnership follows similar deals struck by Flourish with mega RIA Carson Group and RIA aggregator Focus Financial Partners. So Flourish is really doing a good job getting their tools, technology across the RIA space, especially from the very, very, very large RIAs. They have some other RIA clients, including Savant Wealth, Halbert Hargrove, and Facet Wealth. Now, Flourish was launched in 2017 and is now owned by Mass Mutual, which bought the platform in 2021. The company's other product is Flourish Annuities, which offers fee-based annuity products for RIAs and provides an outsourced insurance desk for those advisory firms that don't have their own insurance agents. Full disclosure, Ezra Group has provided market strategy consulting to Flourish for both their Flourish Cash product and the Flourish Annuities product. They actually hired us before they even launched Flourish Annuities to help some of that strategy and planning for that product. Now, Flourish has said its platform now supports over $8 billion in assets and is used by more than 1,000 wealth management firms. Flourish Cash has a WealthTech integration score of 8.47, which is not only the highest score in the cash management category, but one of the highest scores in our entire database of over 600 applications. You can check them out and find out more about Flourish Cash and Flourish Annuities at flourish.com. Next up, Orion partners with Voya on their new advisor platform. Voya Financial announced today that it's collaborating with Orion to launch a new tech platform for its Voya Financial Advisors business. Called Voya WealthPath, it will provide Voya's financial professionals with an integrated experience for retail and advisory solutions, including both financial planning and CRM, which sounds to me like a red tail solution is going to be coming for Voya's advisors. The new platform offers more efficient, streamlined experience for the firm's network of financial professionals to help them manage their business, service, and retain clients. Now, what's interesting, Voya is a former, if you remember this company, Folio Dynamics, many years ago, Voya was on their platform, and that firm was acquired by Envestnet. So Voya's been an Envestnet client for a while, and now switching over to Orion. So that's a big move there. Now, Orion just looks like they're deploying their end-to-end platform for Voya WealthPath with this new integrated solution, and looks like they're also using their the Orion, not only CRM, Redtail, but their financial planning solutions and their risk tolerance, basically everything that Orion has been integrating and working on for the last couple of years. What I found was interesting was in part of the press release, you have to sort of dig into the press release to really see what's going on underneath. They list a couple new features and functionality for their digital and service experience, including new retail brokerage and advisory account opening processes, which tells me that they had some problems with account opening in the past, if they're calling that out. Seamless integration of data, which we like. We always want better integration. So that also could be a little bit of a knock on Envestnet and their integrating of their technology. And easier tracking of client interaction, which sounds like they wanted the integrated CRM that Orion is promising them. The new solution will also provide financial professionals with access to enhanced financial planning tools. Orion has been building out their financial planning capabilities, including launching their own estate planning tools, providing clients with a more comprehensive view of their full financial picture to deliver holistic advice, yada, yada. We love hearing holistic advice, but let's see it actually work. The launch of Voya WealthPath further complements and builds on Voya's comprehensive suite of in-plan and retail advice and guidance solutions. And what that means, if you're not familiar, Voya is really huge in the retirement market, and trying to merge retirement and wealth and get them to support each other is what a lot of companies are trying to do. Voya is obviously doing the same thing. Recently, Voya introduced a new dual qualified default investment alternatives, providing plan participants, in other words, retirement plan participants, with more personalized retirement investment and broader sophistication for asset allocation. We're seeing this a lot across the industry, especially Fidelity, which has made a huge move into the retirement market, which they see as a feeder to their wealth business. Obviously, Voya is looking to do that on a smaller scale. Voya has also a number of other solutions, including Voya Retirement Advisors, their managed account advisory platform, and something called My Voyage, personalized financial guidance, which connects to workplace benefits digital platforms. So Voya's continue to integrate, whether invest in their wealth management business. They've got about $31 billion in retail client assets. You can find them at voya.com and orion.com. Here we go with our PE funding focused roundup segment. All right, we got three stories for you in the funding segment. First off, Finney raises $17 million as it seeks to upend advisor prospecting with AI. Finney raised $17 million in funding, co-led by Venrock, former Vanguard chairman and CEO William McNabb, and altruists Jason Wink and Y Combinator, among others. Finney has raised more than $20 million in total, which is 3 plus 17 equals 20, and they have over 500 advisory clients, including very large ones like Focus Financial, Integrated Partners, and Apollo Wealth Management, or is it Apollon Wealth Management? and it's currently valued at over $150 million. Finney breaks the process into three layers. First, AI aggregation that pulls in publicly available information alongside licensed private data, building a database of over 300 million potential prospects in North America. Within that data set, the system continually flags money motion events, such as career changes, inheritance, marriage, and etc., or liquidity events. Now, we've seen a lot of those other applications that are doing just that. They're prospecting tools that are targeting money in motion. We've seen a lot of those. Michael Kitsis and I have seen a lot of those on the WealthTech map. So it's a huge area of innovation around AI, tracking all that. So Finney does that part. They also have a data processing system with their prioritization algorithm, which assigns each prospect an F score that functions like a dating app for advisors and clients, linking them based on their commonalities, expertise, and niche fit. There's also a lot of applications doing that, including Catchlight and other firms that are managing prospecting and trying to figure out how they can optimize those for advisors. Uh, Finally, messaging is personalized and based on these signals. There's an effort to always stay fresh, and Finney processes between 6 and 10 billion data points daily, which is fed into their algorithm. Finney offers individual advisor subscriptions starting at $500 per month and isn't alone, of course, in its efforts to capitalize on this AI-powered prospecting. They're running up against a lot of other competitors besides the ones I just mentioned, but bigger firms like Zoom Info, even LinkedIn Sales Navigator is doing something similar. Sales Loft Crystal, Smart Assets, and even BlackRock's Aladdin is trying to get into the prospecting business. And all these platforms are baking AI into their software. Now, of course, despite some early successes, Finney is facing an uphill battle, convincing wealth managers to hand over their prospecting data to AI. I was reading a Forbes article that they spoke to a half a dozen advisors overseeing billions in AUM, and consistently these advisors were saying that they still trust word of mouth, their personal relationships and referrals over the AI tools like Finney, but that could change pretty quickly if these tools are providing better value and the firms are growing faster that are using Finney than that aren't. Fidelity report at 42% of advisory firms rank marketing and business dev growth as a top priority. Not surprising there. I'm just surprised it's so low, only 42%. You can find out more at finny.com. It's FINNY.com. Next up on funding, Tilt raises $7 million seed round for AI-based direct indexing platform. So this seed round was led by Portage and Lira Hippu, with participation from Golden Ventures, Real Ventures, and Cumberland Investments. The company officially launched their Tilt DI platform in September. Now they have a pioneering new approach to wealth management by enabling advisors, TAMPs, and RIAs to deliver scalable, zero minimum indices with real-time tax optimization starting at only 3 basis points. Pretty cheap. With the direct indexing market projected to reach $1 trillion by 2028 and grow at 12% CAGR, we're seeing innovation in AI and accessibility positioning of Tilt could capture demand from underserved advisors and investors. The funding will be used to expand Tilt's engineering and go-to-market teams, enhance its tax optimization engine, and scale integrations and fintech platforms. We like to hear that. Connections to TAMPs, fintechs, and advisory firms. Now, Tilt's core tech includes an always-on AI embedding engine that processes structured and unstructured data to power dynamic, hyper-personalized indices. I hate that term, hyper-personalized, but yeah, there it is, and enable high-frequency rebalancing. Do we really need high-frequency rebalancing? Is that really going to help? We'll see. The company aims to democratize direct indexing, another buzzword I hate, making institutional-grade portfolio personalization accessible to a broader wealth management ecosystem. I mean, I see direct indexing as just an operational tool. I'm not sure that firms are going to pay extra for it. It's just going to be built into every platform, but we will see. With Tilt's platform, anyone can build an index for anything in minutes through an AI-driven thematic research process. Whoever heard that before? Democratizing access to institutional-grade indexing and personalization. They are at tilt.io. Tilt.io. Finally, in our funding focus segment, Nevis raises $35 million in a Series A funding round. US-based fintech startup Nevis has raised $35 million in a Series A funding to expand its AI platform for wealth management firms, targeting RIAs. The investment round was supported by Iconic, Rivet Capital, Sequoia Capital, which previously led a $5 million seed round for Nevis less than a year ago. Where'd that money go? The Nevis platform is designed to automate operational tasks for RIAs using AI, covering meeting prep, client management, account onboarding, and other general services and compliance-related procedures. The company was created by Revolut alumni Philip Berta, Ivan Chalov, and CEO Mark Swan last year. Early adopters of the company's tech include United Capital, GC Wealth, there's Apollon again. I got to get that name right. I apologize. Apollon Wealth Management and Dawes Wealth. As part of the Series A, Sequoia partner Luciana Alexandru will join the Nevis board. She also serves on the boards of Stripe, Upway, and Penny Lane. The round values Nevis at $200 million, which is quite pricey for a firm that I'm not sure they have a whole lot of revenue. They also report the company plans to expand its product suite with more operational functions, including custodial account opening specifically by starting in 2026. When I'd heard from these guys, they were really focusing on account opening was their main business model and building a workflow engine around that. So clearly they've expanded into basically everything around the RIA workflows. That's could be good, could be bad. I mean, if you're targeting everything, it's hard to get traction because the RIAs really don't know what you're delivering. You really got to focus on one thing. My advice to Nevis, but they got $35 million to play with, so we'll see where they go with that. You can learn more about them at Nevis, Nevis, neviswealth.com. That's the end of our PE funding focus segment. All right, all right. Next up is our M&A segment. What do I call this? The M&A corner. M&A corner segment. We've got two stories for you. Advizon and Andy's Risk joins forces to bring next-gen risk insights, model analytics, and behavioral finance to advisors. Advizon has announced that it's bringing Andy's Risk and their founder, Helen Yang, directly into the platform by incorporating Andy's Risk's patented risk and behavioral methodologies into Advizon's native single data model and unified code base. The enhanced capabilities will elevate the platform's model marketplace, risk assessment, and future financial planning capabilities. The expanding functionality is expected to be available in 2026. Founder and CEO of Andy's Risk, Helen Yang, has joined Advizon as executive VP and will work closely with their teams to bring their intellectual property and methodologies into the platform. Now, Helen's been around quite some time in the industry with Andy's Risk, and the sounds to me like they didn't announce that it was an acquisition of the company. They really just announced it as Helen joining Advizon and then bringing her intellectual property with her. So it doesn't sound like great news for the company Andy's Risk, but that's not surprising, or Andy's Wealth. We've seen similar deals recently. It's a tough market out there, especially for independent software providers. We saw Jump acquire Mobile Assistant. It really was another fire sale. They didn't announce any acquisition of the firm. They just really are looking to get the clients over. These firms move very, very fast, building tech very fast. They can AI it almost instantaneously. So why even buy the technology from another company? Just buy up their clients or bring them on board. It's tough to keep these companies running. And as we've seen before, the WealthTech map has almost 600 applications. I think a large percentage of them maybe are sort of on life support or just chugging along with a couple, dozen or a couple hundred clients even, but it's not enough to make the company profitable. Of course, Helen's got deep expertise around risk tolerance and assessment, and she's going to be working on that with Advizon, who are building out those capabilities of their platform. Advizon is also looking to build out their financial planning capabilities, which sounds similar to what both Investment and Orion are doing. They have hired Kevin Hughes and Tony Leal, both formerly of Money Guy Pro, to accelerate their financial planning within Advizon. So bringing an expert on risk tolerance and capabilities like Helen makes perfect sense. So they're looking to really build out the capability in the Advizon platform. So you can find out more about Advizon at advizon.com. And next story in the PE corner is Praxis Solutions acquires AI lead generation firm WealthHawk. Now we saw, as I mentioned earlier in the Finney story, Michael and I saw a huge influx of these AI tools around what we have as a business development prospecting category on the WealthTech map, where firms felt they could bring in some benefits using AI for advisors for identifying money in motion and other other areas, but it's just becoming too crowded. And we're going to see, I think, a lot of these firms get taken out by various players. So here, Wealth Hawk, with only one H, right? It's wealth, and then it's kind of like Wealth Hawk, really, but I'm sure they want to be pronounced Wealth Hawk, acquired by Praxis Solutions. Wealth Hawk claimed they have advisor data and behavioral signals with that surfaced high intent prospects, and they delivered personalized outreach at scale. So Praxis, which I never heard of before, has been building an ecosystem of wealth management support solutions. All right. And they see the acquisition as a way to expand their advisory growth tools and offer more AI-enhanced demand generation services. So for RIAs, this move signals some clear trends. PE buyers are still willing to pay up for solutions that solve these acquisition challenges, even in a crowded market. And AI-driven marketing and lead gen are now strategic priorities, not nice to have. So this could be where things are going. We're going to see a lot more of these firms get snapped up as firms see that they need to have some sort of lead gen capability, some sort of optimization tools around prospecting, especially as Finney makes a lot of headlines and a lot of news. Other firms are going to see, hey, we want that as well. Terms weren't disclosed, which isn't a good thing. You usually want to crow about getting a good deal, so this wasn't talked about. It could be another fire sale where they weren't really getting a lot of traction and just kind of sold out the Praxis. We don't know. We may hear that more in the future. But that's the end of our M&A corner. All right, now we're up to our AI avalanche section. I'm going to try to blast through these stories pretty quick because we have a lot of them. All right, so first up, industry veterans team up to launch Hamachi, an AI-driven communications platform. Hamachi.ai, a newly launched AI-powered communications platform aiming to help advisors, asset managers, and investors deliver personalized and compliant messages at scale. Company's founding team includes well-known figures, including Eric Clark from Orion, Brian McLaughlin from Redtail, Mike Wilson from Advisory World, and Mustafa Basiri, co-founder of Advisor. The founders, who previously helped thousands of RIAs transition to cloud software, are turned to attention to what they believe is the next major shift, using expert-trained AI agents to draft client communications tailored to specific strategies, with integrations into email, chat, and other APIs to minimize disruption. So a key feature of Hamachi's platform is its inline compliance checks, which automatically flag potential issues in communications according to SEC and FINRA guidelines. The company cites industry data showing that advisors can spend 12 hours a week on research, drafting, and compliance reviews. We see Hamachi as a bridge that empowers advisors and asset managers to deliver advice that is timely, compliant, and highly relevant to each client, said Wilson, CEO of Hamachi. Clark said the company is creating the next frontier for advisors and asset managers communications, where tech doesn't just speed things up, it makes every message smarter, safer, and more client-focused. And just to give you more information, we're going to have, I think, Eric and Brian on the podcast in a couple of weeks. So I'll drill down more into what Hamachi is doing. And you can find out more at Hamachi, HAMACHI.ai. Next AI story, Zox and Holistoplan partner on AI-driven advisor workflows. Holistoplan, providing tax planning software, joined forces with Zox, AI assistant. They're calling themselves now an AI assistant platform, which is smart, focused on privacy and workflow automation. Through the new partnership, Holistoplan's tax data and insights are now embedded into Zox's suite of advisor tools, including meeting prep, live meeting support, and automated email replies. Holistoplan platform owns 40% of market share with advisors for tax planning, according to the most recent T3 Tech survey. With the integration, advisors can use Zox to pull in recent tax analysis from Holistoplan alongside information from CRMs, financial planning software, and portfolio management tools. This is where the future of where the advisor desktop is going. Applications like Zox that are now AI assistants or AI desktops that are pulling data from basically every application you have in your company and organizing it and presenting it in a way that makes it easy for the advisors to sort through it. So they're also going to plug this into Zox Ask Anything feature, which to me, I'm not sure how many advisors are using that, but they say that there's a lot that I don't think advisors like being prompt engineers, but maybe they're getting used to it. I think most of it should be built into the application itself. I think it's more productive that way. Routine communication, such as email responses to client tax questions, can also be drafted automatically. drawing on holistic plans analysis and past client data. Advisors using both platforms are eligible for a partnership discount. Excellent. So I think this we're going to see a lot more of this stuff as different applications merge and link into the AI desktops. The AI assistants slash note takers are going to start really taking over advisor desktops. They're going to need more data to present more robust and holistic advice back to the advisors. WealthTech integration score for these applications, Hostoplan is at a 6.65. Zox is at an eye-opening 8.41. Congrats to Zox. They're way up there when it comes to their WealthTech integration score. You can learn more at zox.io and holistoplan.com. Okay, cruising through AI avalanche stories. Cognicore debuts AI-driven advisor tools on Salesforce App Exchange Marketplace. So Salesforce App Exchange, for those of you who are not Salesforce users, was one of the first, basically the iTunes store or the Apple iPhone store before the iPhone. Salesforce had the App Exchange that allowed basically developers to build applications inside of Salesforce and then distribute them through the Salesforce's infrastructure with one click. I remember doing this in 2005 when I was running support for a financial planning vendor. Sorry, software vendor, fixed income planning vendor, and the we just deployed the Salesforce software with one click, which is great. So Cognicore, which has got their technology built into Salesforce, so you can deploy it easily, has their new WealthMate capabilities and Advisor Copilot available on the App Exchange. So this integration allows wealth management firms using Salesforce CRM to apply Cognicore's specific AI as an intelligence layer across their existing tech and connect functionality with Agentforce workflows. So their Advisor Copilot integration for RIAs and advisors and broker-dealers can use their Salesforce system to streamline workflows. So they're going to be able to gain access to their agentic AI workflows to automate repetitive tasks, compliance-aware guidelines embedded into workflows, and context-rich client insights. So that'll be great. An easy way to deploy Cognicore's technology across all your Salesforce infrastructure. Cognicore also has a very good WealthTech integration score of 6.78. And you can learn more at Cognicore, COGNICOR.com. Okay, is this our last story? Okay, I got three more AI stories. We did Zox, we did Cognicore. Altruist integrates their AI platform Hazel with real-time account data. This is cool. So we all know Altruist bought an AI note taker. Damn, I forgot what it's called Time, renamed it Hazel, and now they're selling it and it's integrating it, and now they're going to be plugging it into their custodial data, which is going to be very powerful for advisors. So now using Hazel, you can perform household level concentration analysis, surface asset class or sector exposure, run beneficiary summaries, and much more in seconds, grounded in custodial data. I think this is really where everyone needs to go. Every custodian needs to launch their own AI note taker or AI assistant. You don't want to let the other AI note takers be your front end because you slowly become disintermediated. I think every CRM should have this. Every portfolio management system should have their own AI note taker and AI assistant. You want to be the one to touch your clients and have the advisors living in your application, not someone else's, where you're just plugging data into it. So Hazel, according to Altruist, the first AI platform for wealth managers to unify real-time data from a major custodian with CRM, emails, and meeting notes. Not sure that's true. Maybe just the level of integration is better, but I know a lot of the note takers are connecting to Fidelity, Schwab, and Pershing, maybe not at the level of connectivity because Altruist owns both ends. RIA's custodians, the ultimate source of system of record, where critical details, yada, yada, yada. All right, this is going to be fast, accurate, and truly actionable. Hazel runs on the same secure infrastructure as Altruist. So that's a benefit. You have everything in the same location, same SOC 2 compliance and such. Safeguarding assets, enterprise-grade encryption status. Altruist also has zero data retention arrangements in place with key AI model providers. That's important to check with your AI model providers that they're not retaining any of your data. And prior to year end, Hazel plans to incorporate custodial data into more workflows, like meeting prep and email drafting. And the platform will also expand firm-wide reporting to show which clients are behind on RMDs. That'll be nice. Have unrealized losses to harvest, cool, and a number of other everyday use cases. We've done some research and some recommendations for other vendors, and we're recommending exactly these types of things, looking across your entire portfolio, all your clients, and pulling out key information that you need, like unrealized losses to harvest and other other use cases, RMDs, other things like if they're not matching their risk tolerance, if they've drifted away, or if they've got things where you're doing risk, maybe you're doing tax loss harvesting, but you haven't done the buy yet. You've done the sell, you didn't do the buy. You're behind. It'll track all of that, linking to financial planning. There's so many use cases for monitoring, thousands of accounts across large infrastructures that will benefit advisors and clients alike. You can learn more at altruist.com. All right, how many more minutes we got here? Okay, we're 9 minutes into the segment. Let's do one more. Let's do Morgan Stanley is first to debut Aladdin's new generative AI tool for advisors. Aladdin Wealth from BlackRock is introducing generative AI-driven functionality to help financial advisors deliver more personalized, insightful client service. Their new auto commentary feature turns complex portfolio analytics and client-level investment preferences into concise insights. Great use case for generative AI, summarizing or expanding on data. Auto commentary brings together three powerful inputs: the Aladdin Wealth platform's robust data and risk analytics, an individual firm's CIO market outlook, and detailed information about the client's portfolio holdings and investment preferences. So this auto commentary assesses hundreds of data points and summarizes them in a way that highlights the most relevant insights. That's cool. Morgan Stanley's proprietary portfolio risk platform, which leverages a combination of BlackRock's Aladdin and Morgan Stanley data, will be the first to implement this new AI-powered capability. By automating labor-intensive research, we enable our financial advisors to concentrate on what truly matters. Okay, great. Implementing tech solutions that modernize the future of advice. I think it's interesting that everyone's got to get on the bandwagon here and figure out how they can leverage AI in different ways. And of course, Aladdin is well embedded into a lot of the largest wealth management firms in the industry. Let me just squeeze in one more story, then we'll be done with the AI avalanche. G-Reminders adds doc access to its AI assistant. G-Reminders is one of the AI assistants slash note takers we covered in our AI assistant note taker report back in April, which we're updating now. We'll have it out in January. You can check it out on our website, ezragroup.com. And they have added some new features where they can connect the G-Reminders AI assistant to all of your file storage, Box, SharePoint, OneDrive, Redtail documents, and Google Drive. So it unlocks what they consider a massive benefit by turning these static files into live intelligence. Again, another area where all these note takers are going to be doing this. They're just racing to catch up, are racing to leapfrog each other. They're all going to have this soon. If they don't, they're in trouble. They need to be able to pull data from everywhere in the firm, whether it's emails, whether it's voicemails, whether it's files stored in SharePoint or on Box or on Dropbox, anywhere they are. And you want to have access to that so it can build out your own internal infrastructure in your LLM so it knows basically everything about your company. So you can surface performance reports, insurance policies, bank statements versus anything stored in a file on your infrastructure. It will be accessible by these AI tools, and they'll then be available to the advisors to ask questions of it or to format it into different reports or meeting prep or post-meeting follow-ups. So this will give advisors the ability to interact with their calendar, CRM, wealth planning tools combined. So G-Reminders has two parts of their AI. One's called Ask Anything, one's called Do Anything, which is autonomous AI assistants and agents. So we're going to see a lot more of that as well. These agents running in the background, handling mundane tasks. And this AI document access, I think the next step is being able to feed it PDF files and have it scan those in, whether they're broker-dealer reports, broker-dealer statements from other firms, if you're doing prospecting, or they could even be, I wouldn't be surprised if G-Reminders starts to pull in data from held away assets or alternative investment reports. That's just the next step for all these. The AI document access is now live and included at no additional cost for subscribers of G-Reminders based business plan. They're at greminders.com. Okay, I can't go on anymore. These AI stories were done, but we're going to move on to our next story, which is going to be my favorite stuff, which is the WealthTech map. Okay, before we do the WealthTech map, I want to squeeze in one more. Adipar promotes Peter O'Brien as Chief Revenue Officer and Janine France as Chief Client Officer. Uh, Jeannie France and I go way back. She's worked with us at Ezra Group before she was at Edipar, and I want to congratulate her on being promoted to Chief Client Officer at Edipar. She will spearhead the global client strategy, overseeing all client-facing engagement functions to ensure differentiated and value-driven journey. She is responsible for translating Edipar's leading tech and data platform into measurable, scaled client impact by forging deeper relationships fueled by a culture of service excellence. Over nearly 6 years with Adipar, Jeannie France has been a key architect of the company's client-focused operating model, consistently demonstrating her commitment to client advocacy and a superior client experience. Most recently, she was Senior Vice President, Head of Go-to-Market Strategy and Operations, where she helped accelerate business growth and unified Adipar's approach to serving more than 1,300 firms worldwide, aligning product, services, and strategy to deliver exceptional outcomes. Before joining Adipar, she held leadership roles at Hightower and JP Morgan Private Bank. She also worked for Ezra Group as a consultant for a short time, and she brings deep financial services knowledge and a proven ability to translate client feedback into strategic advantage. It was a great move when Adipar hired her. I was pretty impressed that they did that, and now they're moving her into a senior role, which is fantastic. Good for Adipar and great for Janine. Congrats. Okay, let's jump into the Advisor Tech map. We need some sort of music when we go to the map, so that introduces it. We'll figure that out later. Michael Keatsis and I work on the Advisor Tech map every month. You can find it at keatsis.com under resources. And I'm going to go through a couple of the applications that were added to the map this month, as well as changes made. So we got four applications added. Actually, three. True Wealth by Powerlytics. Wealth management firms can use True Wealth to grow their business by targeting new clients. This is in the prospecting category. They can, this application grabs all their held away assets and then gives you an idea of how well they would they be a good prospect or not. And they can access a comprehensive financial profile, drill down into investable assets, build your ideal customer profile. Looks like a prospecting tool as well. Again, back to what Finney was doing, and a lot of other tools see this as an area that they can grow in. Advisors are really going to be overwhelmed with prospecting and marketing tools if they aren't already. That's True Wealth by Powerlytics, and it's powerlytics.com with a Y. Power, Lytics.com, and True Wealth is their product. Next up is Aculis, Aculis. Aculis. Their website, aculisai.com, not .ai, but aculisai.com, designed to be an invisible, intelligent engine behind an advisor's daily operations. They interact with the platform primarily through plain English commands, instructing their AI agents to handle time-consuming tasks like meeting prep, more meetings, drafting personalized client email follow-ups, more emails, and portfolio insights. These agents work autonomously across the advisor's tech stack, syncing with CRMs, calendars, custodians, allows advisors to shift focus. Okay, so another AI assistant, what I think we should make a new category called AI desktop or AI operating system. I've seen that buzzword out there. So that's really where we're going with all this. AculisAI.com. I think we talked about Nevis Wealth in the news, did we? Yes, we did. So Nevis Wealth was added to the Advisor Tech map. We know all about them already. They're an end-to-end platform, also in meetings and agents and yada yada. They're all doing the same thing. They got $40 million, as we know, neviswealth.com. And there's another app that was added actually back in September, but I forgot to cover it. It's called Slant. It is a new CRM, slant.app.app. And I got a demo of this. I really like it. I think you should check it out. I love what they're doing with it and how they've built it and designed it. I think this is an example of the innovator's dilemma, where you've got existing applications that have been running for many years, like our existing CRMs, but their tech slowly over time becomes legacy, and new technologies make it easier to build and sort of take them out and build the way they're doing it in a very different way. And I think I like the way Slant has built their product. I got a great demo. I think you should check it out and see what they're doing with how they weaved AI through the entire system. And it's very different than the way most CRMs operate. It feels like the way, if you look at the AI note takers and AI assistants, it feels more like a really powerful AI assistant, but it's also your CRM. And as I've said many times, I think all the AI assistants will soon become CRMs. So Slant is just kind of jumping the gun there and saying, hey, we know we're a CRM. It's what we want to do. And we also have all the AI tools built in as well. You're going to see this giant AI category just keep growing. So slant.app is their website. A couple changes to the map as well. Warmer, which was a AI note taker, has pivoted to lead gen. I'm not sure they're going to give any more results there, but that's a pretty busy category. So Warmer is moving to lead gen. Broadridge, we had them in onboarding, but they're really not targeting what the AdvisorTech map that Michael and I do on Keatis.com is targeting independent advisors. And Broadridge does not sell to independent advisors, even though they do have a very robust onboarding solution. So we've taken Broadridge off the map. Also in onboarding, we had Allbridge. Allbridge is owned by Pershing, and they merged that into the Wove platform. It's not a separate platform anymore, as far as I know. So we took that off the map. If you want to find more information about Allbridge or how Pershing can provide you with data aggregation and reporting, you want to look into Wove. It's a good platform for you. And finally, Wealth Access, which is also an enterprise data warehousing solution. We pulled it off of the data warehousing section again because it's not targeting independent advisors. And that's about all we've got for the AdvisorTech map. And if you are a software vendor that we've mentioned or that we haven't mentioned, you need to go to ezragroup.com and /register and make sure you have registered your product with our WealthTech integration team. You can update all your data that we have on your integrations, and that way your WealthTech integration score will always be up to date. It's automatically updated, and your score at ezragroup.com for all the advisors and other wealth management firms that are using us for their integration research, you will be up to date. And that's it. You've reached the end of another episode of WealthTech Today podcast. Thanks for listening. But before you go back to our website. I know he's told you to go there. Go there again. But scroll to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Once a month, you receive an email chock full of wealth management goodness, news, information, and updates. You will not be disappointed. Thanks again for listening. Happy New Year. Talk to you all again in 2026.